So Dr. Peter Jüni, the head of the Science Table, said this morning that the Science Table was not consulted about the decision to end the mask mandate on March 21st. And he also said that this decision isn't about science. He says there was political pressure. So what do you say to the fact that the Science Table, which you've been consulting all along, wasn't consulted about this decision and says it's not about science?
Well, let me be very clear. There's no pressure on Dr. Moore. I follow the advice and the recommendations of the Chief Medical Officer of Ontario. He consults with the Science Table, and we're looking forward to the recommendations that he's putting forward at 11 o'clock today. And we're going to take his advice on the time frame moving forward with the masks. And, you know, Mike, you look around the world, no matter if it's CDC down in the U.S. and the rest of the world, you know, we've been super cautious. As a matter of fact, I've been probably accused of being the most cautious leader in North America when it comes to this pandemic, but I want to be cautious. And we're going to take those recommendations and move forward with the advice of Dr. Moore, which has done an incredible job for the people of Ontario.
Okay. If assuming you're going to accept his recommendations for lifting the mask mandate, what happens if things change in the spring? Like if there is another wave, how confident are you that there's not going to be another wave of COVID in the coming weeks?
Yeah, thanks for that question, Mike. No one has a crystal ball when it comes to this pandemic, but we feel we've invested strongly in our healthcare system, into the people right around this room here have been absolute champions, and we're very, very grateful. We've all, not only Ontario, but the whole world has learned so much over the last 2 years, and we're in much better shape than we were prior to this pandemic. And I'll give one example. You know, right at the beginning of the pandemic, everyone was running around looking for PPE and you know, trying to get it from overseas. And I remember saying we'll never be in that position again, and we never will. We have 3M that stood up a facility that are producing millions and millions of N95 masks. We have local companies making gowns and face shields and surgical masks too. So we're well equipped on that, and we stood that up, or I should say the people of Ontario stood it up, because that's who did it in a matter of a couple months. So right now we're doing fairly well, but we're always going to be cautious. And anyone who wants to wear a mask, Mike, they're more than welcome to. It's going to be up to the people.
Morning, Premier. Jason Godola with CHCH.
Hi, Jason.
Hey. Is it acceptable for municipalities or even public health units to continue with their mask mandates if that's the direction that they choose to go to?
Well, they're going to have to go through Dr. Moore, the Chief Medical Officer, and he's done an incredible job. But I just want to thank all the public health officers throughout the 2 years that have really worked hard, along with our frontline healthcare folks. They've done an incredible job. We wouldn't be here today if people of Ontario didn't follow the protocols that were laid out by local public health officers and the Chief Medical Officer and the great healthcare folks here.
We know how COVID-19 measures have been pretty divisive. Aren't you concerned for a lack of civility or even in some cases abuse for people who choose to keep them on?
No, you know something, we're going to move forward cautiously, and if someone wants to keep them on, God bless them, you know, good for them. But I know a lot of people don't want to keep them on, and again, we aren't leading the way in this. We're kind of middle of the pack. I know down in the U.S. with CDC, their recommendations about getting rid of the masks, but it's going to be up to the people of Ontario. If you want to keep your mask on, keep it on. If you want to take it off, take it off. But we have to move forward from this. Like people are exhausted, you know, and the poor kids in those classrooms too. Like we got to move on. Yes. Hey, Jamie.
Hi, Mr. Premier. Good morning. What's going to happen March 21st? Are the masks going to come off in a lot of places? Are restrictions to outdoor facilities and indoor facilities going to be lifted?
Well, you know, I'm not going to steal Dr. Moore's thunder. I'm going to
probably get
30 minutes. Yeah, I'm going to let him give you the details. He has a very strong plan, and he's worked really hard on it as well with collaboration with our great Minister of Health. And we feel it's a strong plan. So, Jamie, with all due respect, I got to kind of let Dr. Moore roll out the details of that, if that's fine.
And it is a huge decision or a huge announcement. Why won't you make the announcement? It's only 30 minutes away. Plus also, yeah, why won't you make the announcement? It's a huge announcement.
yeah,
All of
I
Ontario is waiting
understand
for the
that.
shoe to drop. Why aren't you making the announcement?
Well, I'm out here making a fabulous announcement. I'm out in the media almost every day, every second day. And I really believe this is an opportunity for Dr. Moore to put his recommendations out. I'll be commenting after. But, you know, Dr. Moore has worked so hard day in and day out. And I don't know. I just don't feel I should be out there trying to steal his thunder. This is an incredible person that's worked so hard. So let's let Dr. Moore put his plan out there and recommendations, and we'll move forward.
All right, thanks, everyone.
So
Thank you.
I just want to thank everyone once again. Thank you so much for everything that you do. I'm just so grateful, and we're gonna get a beautiful new. We're gonna revitalize this whole building, and thank you for your leadership. And Will, you're an absolute champion. This would not be happening without you and the great leadership of Minister Elliott. So thank you, and God